Hi everybody, today I'm going to do a different video. It's not going to be makeup related at all. It's actually going to be baking. One of my friends is kind of hopeless when it comes to baking, so she said, well, why don't you just put up a video for me so she can watch it over and over again and kind of show her step by step. But other than that, if you want to learn how I make Boston cream pie, it's kind of a semi-homemade type, because you're using a box cake mix, first of all, and you're melting a can of frosting. But other than that, if you want to learn how I make Boston cream pie, stay tuned and watch the video, and please subscribe. Or if you want me to still do makeup videos, leave a comment below. Or if you maybe want to see me bake something else, I'm totally up for suggestions. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoy, and please try out this recipe. I love it, my boyfriend loves it, my family loves it. I really hope you enjoy it if you do try it out, and I really hope you enjoy the video. So other than that, guys, have a great day and stay tuned. Okay guys, first you're going to start off with a yellow cake mix. You can use any yellow cake mix you have. I'm using Betty Crocker Super Moist. Like I said, you can use any box cakes mix that you have, or if you want to, you can even make it from scratch. It doesn't matter as long as it's a yellow cake. You're just going to follow the directions on the box. And for earlier, I'm sorry about the pots and pans behind me. I had to take them out of my oven to use the oven. And if you saw a pan with like some white stuff in it, that's actually pizza dough. I'm making pizza later. Actually, Alfredo pizza later. Open your cake mix. You're going to put it in your bowl. Like I said, just make it as the box calls for. Nothing special. If you're making this with your kids, just please be careful, especially with sharp objects and hot things coming in and out of the oven. And now I'm going to add 3 eggs. You always want to start with clean hands. I have already washed my hands. And be very careful not to get any shells into your batter. And then I'm going to be adding 1 1/4 cup of water. And then I believe it is 1/3 cup of vegetable oil or canola oil, whichever oil you prefer to use. And 1/3. If you have an electric mixer, you guys can use that. I only have a whisk, so I'm just going to be using that for now, guys. Okay. I know it doesn't really probably look like I'm getting anywhere, but I'm kind of slowly doing it so I don't have a bunch of batter flying everywhere. Which it probably still is getting flying up a little bit, but as long as it's not like flying everywhere like when you have an electric mixer and you're don't have it all the way in. Or even if you have one of those electric mixers with the bowls, those would work too. Don't forget to scrape down the sides of your bowls. And make sure you get your batter all incorporated. As for the filling for this cake, guys, it's really easy. You can use Cool Whip if you want to, but to me it's a little loose, and I like it a little stiffer than that. So I actually like to use whipping cream, and you're going to use a box of vanilla pudding with that, and it's super simple. Like I said, it's kind of a semi-homemade. Okay guys, this is kind of what you want. You want it kind of loose, but not super loose. That's kind of the consistency you want. Kind of like pancake batter, but maybe a little thicker. Some people like to make their pancake batter really thick. Some people don't. It's all up to you. But as you saw, I followed the directions on the box, and this is what it came out looking like. I sprayed my cake pan with some Pan or any cooking spray you might have. I don't really like to use the butter and flour method, because I've known people who put way too much flour in there, and or way too much butter, and I don't like the way it sticks onto the cake. That's just my personal opinion. You guys can use any cake pan you may have. If you have a square, you can use that. If you have rounds, big or small, you can use that. I just have like a little personal sized one right now, because I'm thinking about doing a couple personal ones. Sorry about that zoom in, guys. So I'm just going to use a ladle to pour my cake batter in. Just wait for it to drip off the spoon if you're using a personal one. If not, you could just pour it right in from the bowl or whatever you're mixing it in. You don't want to fill it all the way, guys. Maybe about half or a little less than half would be great. And if you're making like personal ones, out of one box of cake mix, I can usually get about 3 to 4 cakes. And because if you're using the cakes to layer them, or I'm sorry guys, I don't know how to explain this, but if you're using 2 cakes to layer, I'm guessing you would put it, then that's like, depending on how much batter you put in and if they're all equal, probably that's like half a box. But if you're using a bigger round, I can usually get, I'm trying to remember the exact, I want to say, an 8-inch or a 9-inch round. I can get 2, but even if you just use 1, you can cut it in the middle, not like in half. Well, technically it's in half, but you're gonna do it the long way. So you could even layer the filling like that, or you can just use 2 cakes. That's up to you. I just personally like to use 2 cakes. I like a lot more cake than filling. Okay guys, I'm putting it in the oven. And please excuse my dirty oven. I'll be cleaning that this weekend. It'll be... The oven is set at 350 and it will bake for probably 15 to 20 minutes. Okay guys, one way to tell if your cake is done is when it's pulling away from the sides, especially as it's cooling. You can see like the browning and the cracking. You can either take a toothpick or a butter knife or a steak knife. Don't like just start slicing. Like, just stick it in the middle. Pull it out. If it like comes out clean, like no batter is on the knife, then your cake is completely done. If you have a cooling rack, well, first you want to wait 5 to 10 minutes. I do believe it is 10 minutes for this to cool inside of the pan, but you still want to run a knife around the edge of the pan just in case some stuff is still stuck. But you want to stick that on a cooling rack and let it cool completely before you start filling the cake, because the filling will melt. And then it'll be a real big mess and you would probably have to start all over again. Okay guys, I'm reusing the same bowl for the simple fact that it's glass and you can see through it. And right now I'm going to be taking a large box of instant vanilla pudding. I believe it is a 5-ounce box. And open that. Okay, if you're gonna use Cool Whip, just make the pudding like you would when you're just making regular pudding, and then gently fold in the Cool Whip. But if you're gonna make it the way I'm making it, you're gonna instead of milk, you're gonna use heavy whipping cream. And I bought a let's say a half gallon. I believe it is a half gallon. No, it's a quart. I'm sorry. I bought a quart of heavy whipping cream. You can find that at any grocery store. Okay, I usually don't measure, guys. I kind of eyeball it. Because some people like it more vanilla-y, or I know that's made up word, but some people like more vanilla, some people like vanilla pudding, some people like it more with here, I'm gonna change the angle. Okay, this could get really shaky, guys, for the simple fact that I'm kind of doing this one-handed. Okay. The thickening from the pudding will set this pretty quick. It's going to be kind of like a custard, but not really a custard. It's going to be like more fluffy. Like I said, you can make it with Cool Whip, but just make the pudding like you would make regular pudding, and with the whipping cream if you want more of a vanilla flavor. Actually, you could probably still add vanilla extract, but some people like the more pudding taste. And my cakes have already cooled, guys. whipping my pudding mix and my whipping cream, and you're gonna want peaks, guys. So it's basically gonna be like a whipping cream with like a vanilla pudding flavor. And out of the quart, I believe I have like a quarter left. So you're gonna use a little more than half. And another good suggestion for this mixture, guys, don't use as much vanilla pudding. And if you have a chocolate cake, add peanut butter to this, and you got like a great like peanut butter like filling / frosting. And another good way to decorate that cake is I like to make clusters of chocolate covered peanuts, and maybe even drizzle some chocolate over the top before you like a pattern, like drizzle it in a pattern, and then lay your chocolate peanut clusters down. You could also, if you have angel food cake, make it the exact same way, except you're going to add a crushed pineapple. And you could cut the angel food cake and put that between the layers. Or you could even cube it up and kind of make like a truffle. Or trifle, however you pronounce it, I'm not quite sure. But you could do that too. And maybe put like some like berries on top of it or something. It's up to you. Okay, I'm gonna clear my little mess here, and then I'm gonna put the filling into the cake, and then I'm gonna microwave the frosting. Okay, as you can see, I didn't make like a whole like full size, like a 8-inch or a 9-inch cake. I actually made like more of a small, maybe 2 or 3 person one, or an individual one, or however you want to look at it. I'm just using a big spoon. I'm going to just like use the back of the spoon. Or if you want to use a butter knife, you can. You just kind of want to loosely and like thickly put it on there. Maybe a little more. Just to kind of get it even. I think that should do it. Okay, for the frosting, you can use like any chocolate frosting, but for me, I kind of like dark chocolate more than the milk, and I'm using the Pillsbury one. So all you're going to do is, okay guys, when it comes to this aluminum foil, you have, when you're sticking it in the microwave, if you're going to use the same container that is, which I usually do, because if you have leftover, you could still just keep it in here and then throw it in the refrigerator, and it'll keep for like, oh, I think a week, the label says. Oh, I'm getting frosting on my fingers. And when you're microwaving the frosting, you have to be very careful, considering it's chocolate, because, oh crap, because it will burn really easy, and it kind of expands as you're microwaving it. And so you want to probably microwave it maybe on like a medium-high heat or power. And then maybe for like every 10 seconds. Okay, I'm going to go microwave it now, and then I'll show you the consistency when it's done. Okay, this is what it looks like after it's been in the microwave. I only did it for like a few seconds. You can make it thinner than this. I kind of did want it a little thicker than usual, than what I usually make it. Because it does run a little slower, usually it runs faster. Then you're going to put the top half of your cake on, and then you're just going to pour this, not the whole thing, just until like maybe the top is covered or it's running down the sides a little bit, and then you're done. You could either serve it right away, but the frosting will still be like a little messy, or you could stick it in the refrigerator until the frosting settles. That would be a lot easier serving. You could also turn these into cupcakes. You just have to cut the top of the cupcake off and then put the filling. You don't have to melt the frosting. You can just frost it like a normal cupcake. Other than that, guys, I'll just put my top on and then put the frosting on it, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay guys, this is it. Like I said, you could either just let it run down the sides like I did, or you could, I got a knife under there, or you could just maybe set it on top, or whichever you prefer. Like I said, guys, I really hope you try this recipe, and I hope you enjoy it. If you try this recipe, leave a comment below and let me know what you think. And if you have any other suggestions for either baking or makeup tutorials, just leave a comment below too. And I promise to get back to you as soon as I can. Have a great day, guys. Bye.